Welcome to this week's episode. We are in Skagway, Alaska, and right behind us is the Chilkoot Pass, where all the Klondike Gold Rushers went over the mountains.
The Stampeders is what they were called.
The Stampeders. She listened in the museum, I didn't.
This is our first stop in our summer-long Alaska tour. Well, most people think of Skagway as a cruise ship port town, and it is, but there's so much more. So we're hoping you're gonna come along with us while we show you some of the hidden gems in Skagway.
Laird Springs has been amazing, but we have another adventure to go on, so let's go check out Alaska.
Our journey begins at Liard River Hot Springs, where we have spent the last week soaking up the warm waters. Hey everybody, we are on the road to Watson Lake. Mark just finished up his work day, and because it's so sunny out, we can leave after work and, well, drive in the sun for quite some time. But it's only about, how many kilometers?
200 kilometers left.
So, and that's about
124 miles.
Yeah, so we're just making it there for tonight because we need to dump our tanks, get some clean water, do a little bit of grocery shopping, and of course, visit the Signpost Forest.
Bear number 4.
All right, so kind of on par for our travels right now. We're a little bit early in the season and some things are shut down, or not quite open yet. And the first thing that we were looking to do was to dump the tanks, but they are not open yet. So that was the first thing. And then we found 2 sources of some fresh water. So we just really need to get a little bit of fresh water to make it through till tomorrow.
Yeah, we're in Watson Lake.
Yep.
We're at the visitor center, which is what's behind us here.
Oh yeah, I should have said we went in to go check with the ladies at the visitor center, who are very knowledgeable. So if you need, information, I highly recommend. And bonus, it is right next to the Signpost Forest. So, all right, so we finally made it to the Signpost Forest here in Watson Lake. We just had some dinner, we got gas, we got a little bit of water to get us through the night. So we're making one last stop here in town before we head to our campground. But let's go check out the Signpost Forest.
Do it!
The Signpost Forest in Watson Lake, Yukon, Canada, is a collection of signs started by a homesick American soldier in 1942. Visitors from all over the world have been adding signs from their hometowns ever since, and today there are over 100,000 signs in the forest. It's a unique and ever-growing testament to travelers who have passed through this remote part of the world or on their way to or from Alaska.
We brought our first sign that we had when we got in the camper. It's a little worse for wear. Jen wants to replace it, so we figured we'd bring it here. It was the perfect spot.
Yeah, and then it's not going to waste. It'll be our memory here. One of the most interesting parts about the Signpost Forest is the different types of signs that people have used over the years. You'll see signs made out of license plates, hubcaps, cookie tins, signs from different various cities, business signs. This is like a place to stop for anybody who's on their way to Alaska. If you're coming, you definitely want to stop by and check it out and bring a sign with you. And I've heard from other people the most important thing is kind of like map out where you had your sign, because you may never find it again because they keep adding posts. I think they found a spot, so let's go check it out. So we're heading over to probably a newer section. Equally full though. This is where you'll definitely want to plan ahead. Bring a hammer, a nail, a screw screwdriver and some screws, and maybe even a ladder to hang your sign. Alright, they found an awesome spot to put the sign. So we're over in the far section. Oh, we found one midway up. Awesome. Do one more to hold it in place good. This large open spot most likely meant that someone's sign was blown away or it was taken down because it was falling apart. We are officially a part of the Signpost Forest. It was just a short walk and we're back to the camper. Our last stop of the day was to stop at Watson Lake Government Campground for the night. After settling into our camp spot, we decided we should have a fire. So the awesome thing about staying in these government parks or the provincial parks, depending on where you're at, is that you get free wood with your stay. So Mark is suited up for the bugs because the mosquitoes immediately started attacking us. Babe, we finally got to do the thing. We get to stay at one of the government parks and utilize the firewood that comes along with your... Is that what it's showing for tonight for here?
That's my buddy from Northwest Georgia.
Oh my gosh, really? That's crazy. So we are expecting like a lot of the lower 48, an amazing like solar, show tonight. So we just have to wait till it gets really dark. But anyway, until then, we're gonna enjoy the fire. There's a heap of snow in our campsite. It's like over there too.
Recording just like this in bed.
Yeah, that's how the real YouTubers do it.
Oh, okay. Well, everybody down to Georgia saw the aurora last night, and we're up here in the north where the northern lights are.
We even picked a park that was like definitely away from city. Like we are like 5 miles off like the main or.
Yeah, and people were like, "You got to send me your amazing photos you get of the northern lights tonight."
So
and
Mark...
we didn't get beep that out.
So Mark and Kennedy and I all like at various times of night like got up to go and check. So like we have not slept well. Okay, so our complaining went on for a long time. But this was basically the night that pretty much anybody we knew in the lower 48 saw the northern lights, except for us. So to say we were disappointed is, an understatement. Yay, we're dressed. We're in the camper and we're leaving Watson Lake Government Campground, which was nice. It's like 4.5 kilometers off the main road, but pretty quiet. Right, today's plan is to make it to Skagway, which will be our first Alaskan city. So we have how many kilometers today?
515.
So 515 kilometers today. So yeah, it'll be a long day, but hopefully lots of animals.
We are on our way to Skagway.
There's so much snow.
I mean, I knew there was snow on the mountains near the coast. It's like snowy, but like this is just everywhere. We're like in a winter wonderland all of a sudden.
It's really pretty.
This is like just a completely different place than I expected it to be.
Yeah. To think that the people came through here for gold. Nope.
Yeah, nope.
It's a hard pass on that one.
I definitely would have been a shovel salesman.
There's serious snow because there's like heli ski.
Yeah.
Like we just passed the heli ski business, so it's beautiful though.
It's wild, man.
It is 42 degrees. It keeps dropping.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what it's like. We're coming up on the U.S. border here soon, so it'll be our first Alaskan town.
We're just about to cross right after this hill.
Oh, here we go.
Man, this is not what I thought the entrance.
It's official. We're in Alaska, our first city. That was a super easy crossing. The guard was super nice. She just asked a few questions and checked to see who was in the car, matched passports.
Live within like an hour and a half from where we used to live. So.
Yeah. So anyway, super easy. So we are only how many kilometers from actual Skagway?
We are 10K.
10 kilometers from Skagway.
Or 6 miles from Skagway.
Yeah.
Now that we're back in the States, they switched back to miles. I don't know what those kilometer things are.
So fun, but really necessary job, which we haven't been able to dump since Dawson Creek. For those of you who are wondering how long a family of 5 can go without dumping their tanks, it had been a full week that we hadn't dumped the black or the gray tanks. That's pretty awesome. So while Mark's doing that, I checked in. He's going to have us move over a spot just so that we have a little bit extra space. But he's got water, so after this, we'll pull around, we'll grab our water. There's laundry here. After some much needed showers and a little dinner, it was time to head into town to go check out stuff. Of course, our first stop was the visitor center. We are just heading out to check out this boondocking spot, and look what we just found. If you're new to our channel, you may not know, but one of our favorite activities is to go out and look for wildlife after dinner. While there were several cars in the area and tour groups, everybody was super respectful and gave her lots of space. Dyea, Alaska was a boom town that sprung up during the Klondike Gold Rush. It served as the first gateway for prospectors hoping to strike it rich in the Klondike goldfields. Stampeders would disembark in Dyea, having to trek over the tidal flats with all their gear more than a mile into town. Dyea's prosperity was short-lived with the establishment of Skagway and the White Pass. Today it's a National Historic Landmark, and its remnants offer a glimpse into the frenzy of the Klondike Gold Rush. Here we are overlooking the entire town of Skagway, Alaska. The next day was Mother's Day, and we were on a quest to find some of the more hidden gems and less touristy spots in Skagway. Our first stop was the old cemetery, followed by a quick hike to Reed Falls. We explored town a little bit, relishing in the fact that cruise boat season hadn't fully started yet. Huh. What did you do today for Mother's Day?
What did I do for Mother's Day? Why are you asking that question like it's loaded?
Because you should tell everybody where you took us.
Well, I took us to...
And what our son saw today.
I took us to the Red Onion restaurant. What is it called? Red Onion...
Saloon. There you go.
So
right?
saloon.
That's problem number 1.
Stop it. And we got in there, and it used to be a brothel. And so they had paintings of lovely ladies on the walls.
Oh, they weren't paintings, they were photographs.
But then behind me, there were photographs that I did not see. And Jen claims that there were full nudie pics, head to toe nudie pics.
I don't have to claim. You can ask Cooper, because the look on his face when I saw them, and he looked at me and his eyes got really big, and I'm like, did you see them? And he goes, I've seen all of them. Full bush and everything. Mm-hmm.
Happy Mother's Day.
Also, in the middle of our, snack, the tour...
The brothel tour guide.
The brothel tour ladies were like, it's time for a quickie. And you could
Upstairs.
go upstairs and you could tour the brothel.
20 minutes for $20.
Yeah, 20 minutes for $20. And you could bring a partner as long as they've paid too. And our waitress had equally large breastises as me. And they were literally like up under her chin and spilling over.
You said breastises. You've been drinking.
That's not it. I'm just...
Who says breastises?
Her boobs were so pushed up.
Yeah, they were.
That's where Mark took us for Mother's Day today.
Yeah.
On a side note, my Bloody Mary was fantastic. And Mark's Moscow Mule, how was it?
My Moscow Mule was good. I thought it was a perfectly fine place to eat. We had good nachos, good pizza.
The nachos were really good. And the kids enjoyed the pizza. It was good. Yeah. But were we the only family in there? Yes, we were.
Okay, confession. The nachos and the drinks were so good that Mark and I went back for date night later that week. After our snack break, we decided to continue to explore the town on foot and check out some of the historical buildings, statues, really just take advantage of the fact that we pretty much had the town to ourselves. But that was definitely about to change the next day. Captain William Moore arrived in Skagway in the 1880s anticipating a potential gold rush. After staking a land claim, he built a cabin, the first structure in Skagway. When gold was struck in the Klondike, Moore's foresight paid off. Skagway became a boomtown as prospectors flooded in. The Moore family capitalized on the gold rush by operating a sawmill and wharf. With the arrival of cruise ship season, the next day, the town was completely different and full of people everywhere.
How crazy busy is the visitor center?
Super busy, but when there's not a lot to do in town and there's like 15,000 people,
And it's free.
then a lot of people show up. It's crazy.
The busiest visitor center we've ever been to. What is that?
This is how high the market
Kind of cloudy and rainy and really freezing, although I'm cold right now. So I thought I'd show you the campground really quick. Now, keep in mind, we are here early in the season. So there has not been any more than 3 campers at one time, and most of the time it's just been us. So let's check it out. As you guys can see, these spaces are pretty tight, so if it was packed, you'd be pretty much right on top of each other. But there's really only 2 options on here in Skagway. And the other one closer down by the docks, while it allows you to walk to town fairly easily, it is really expensive. So it's been nice here. They've got laundry room, really hot water showers, and the views are not so bad.
The next day, we visited the Skagway Museum, a little bit off the beaten path, but well worth a visit. They had some great videos, and they even had a scavenger hunt for the kids to do. The kids even learned how Alaska got their state flag. Just outside the museum was a train for the kids to explore as well.
That is true.
We even found time for a geocache.
Here at Naughty Delights in downtown Skagway. We've been waiting to come here all week. Daddy, what did you get?
I got a pretzel dog.
With some beer cheese to dip it in?
With some beer cheese dip. It's the healthiest option.
Cooper, of course, got pizza. And Kennedy, what did you order?
I got the cinnamon sugar bites.
Okay. And Bryce and I got a regular salted pretzel with beer cheese. Look at me.
Since we were nearing the end of our time here in Skagway and it was a gorgeous afternoon, we decided to head out to Dyea one more time. tide was out, exposing much more of the flats today. I did want to mention that there's an amazing campground out here at Dyea. If you want some stunning views, this is the place for you. But be aware that there is a bridge that you must cross that has a height restriction of 11.5 feet. That's why we didn't make it out there. There are even some camp spots where Mark is driving the truck right now. But, as you can hear, it is really windy. This is what is left of Dyea's long dock. After exploring the flats, we made one last stop by the remnants of the old town, just this one wall. Mark spotted a porcupine. There he is. On our last morning in Skagway, we got up early to head to the Klondike Doughboy for a kind of unhealthy breakfast. Who am I kidding? It's totally unhealthy, but so yummy. And if you're ever visiting in town, I highly recommend it. It's a fry bread that's covered in butter and cinnamon and sugar. The kids have been waiting to try all week.
It's gonna be hot, yeah. How is it, everybody?
And huckleberry licorice.
One final stop at the visitor center to turn in our junior ranger books before heading back to the campground to pack up. Thanks for watching, everyone, but tune in next Sunday and watch Mark back our camper onto this ferry down this floating dock so that we can go and visit Haines, Alaska. You won't want to miss it.